Hi Hannah, thanks for coming along today.
Hi Stephen, thank you very much for inviting me.
No bother. So we're here to talk about diversity and inclusion within the workplace. And I think specifically, Hannah, you want to talk about contingent workers?
Yes, Stephen. So as you know, CXC enables organisations around the world to manage thousands of contingent workers. But diversity and inclusion is something that's really important to us here at CXC, but it is mainly focused around permanent employees.
Right, and when you use the term diversity, are we talking gender, race, religion?
Exactly, and we're also looking at age, nationality, language, learning and mental ability, to name just a few.
So I guess then really it's anything where we're different from each other.
Yeah, and if I don't feel included where I work, that's ultimately going to have a negative impact on my mental well-being as well as my working performance.
So I guess the flip side of that is if people feel more included, they'll be more productive.
Yeah, and I was so excited when I joined CXC because I learned that 1/3 of the leadership team were female.
1/3, that's brilliant.
Absolutely, so the more diverse an organisation is, the more innovation that's going to happen and the better the business performance. In fact, Allegis did a group report last year that showed that businesses are losing trillions each year due to lack of diversity.
Trillions.
Trillions.
Wow. So I guess then if you're using contingent workers from around the world, like CXC clients, by the simple fact that they're from other countries must mean that that widens the diversity.
Yes, Stephen, and you're going to get more out of your employees too if they feel that they're part of a diversity and inclusion programme. SIA did a study last year that showed 2/3 of organisations are prioritising and investing in a D&I programme, but only a quarter of these are including contingent workers.
Only a quarter?
Yeah.
Funny, I used to work, I was a contractor myself. I worked for one of the big tech companies in Dublin. And while I was there, I had a different ID badge. We used to give out branded t-shirts and bags. Contractors weren't allowed those either. But more importantly, they'd have this monthly town hall where they get everyone together, but the contractors weren't invited. And we just kind of felt a bit left out.
Exactly, Stephen, and that's why we're calling on organisations to invest in a D&I programme. So as you say, just doing a few more things to include your contingent workers. So inviting them to the town hall meetings, investing in training for your contingent workers, having all the same name badges and opening up that line of communication between contingent workers and company managers.
So that's really good advice in regards to people that are working within the companies. I'm guessing when it comes to recruitment, they also need to be thinking about diversity.
Absolutely, Stephen. Organisations should always have diversity goals in their recruitment strategies, especially for contingent workers.
That's brilliant, Hannah. Thanks for coming along today. That was really useful.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for having me.